Oh hi, fancy meeting you here. Oh, what am I doing? I'm just milking this video concept as much as I physically can before it runs dry. Also, shout out to that one guy who keeps commenting on my tier list videos. You're my guy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another tier list! How many of these can I make? So yeah, this time the idea is that we're going to be making a tier list of the champion units in this game. And there is a lot. Alright, so starting with the first campaign, the Trent. Now, I have a bit of a saying about the Trent. Nothing stops the Trent. We're putting it in balanced. It's not anything crazy, but it's really good. If you can get that Trent to connect and it starts sapping the power from your enemy and giving it to you, or health, I mean, it's basically over at that point, depending on how much it's sapping. Especially, again, we're going to be considering the artifacts. If it has the artifact and it doubles the drain that you get from your opponent, yeah, the Emerald Dragon. It's the fastest champion unit in the game. It has a really nice effect after it's attacked, the poison or the acid that it leaves behind. And with the artifact, the acid lasts even longer, and it really hinders the defense on that two-column row. Well, those two columns that the acid is in. Again, pretty balanced. It's good. It's really good, but it's not ascended level. Again, like, it's good, it's really fast, but it's like, you know, it's just good. And then we have the Griffin. The Griffin has an artifact that makes it also attack one turn faster, making it just as fast as the Emerald Dragon. Now, without the artifact, it's definitely anywhere from I love losing to kind of mid. With the artifact, it's pretty balanced because it can, well, it has the last drop effect where it dives into the enemy, dealing a lot of damage. It deals like double damage on the last dive to units. So again, pretty balanced. Not anything awesome, but definitely with the artifact, pretty decent, pretty balanced. The Angel. The Angel, honestly, probably out of all of these, my favorite, because it is on par with the three, the Angel being one of the three strongest champion units in the game. And by that I mean it has the max 115, I believe, power. I think it's 115. It's 115 or 125. I don't remember exactly. But it has the strongest base power split among three other champion units. Now it's a six turn unit, so as long as it can be, essentially, so a little bit slow, unfortunately, but because its ability is healing the other charging units that are currently on the field. If you have two angels, they heal each other. And here's the kicker: if you have the angel artifact, both of the angels that are on the field would heal each other to full health on every single turn. And that is why I have to put it into Ascended. Because just with angels, you can have one of the most overpowered tactics in the game. And then we have the Swordmaster. The Swordmaster technically doesn't have an artifact that is specifically meant for it, so I'm not gonna say that the Holy Blade is for it, even though it basically is. But it's pretty balanced because it continuously deals damage to whatever's in front of it when it's charging. And with that 6 turn loading time, it's gonna really chip away at the walls of the opponent and whatever's in front of it. So it's pretty balanced. It's not horrible. Then we have the Death Knight. Yeah, definitely Ascended. It steals power away from your opponent's charging units. So, you know, they either have the choice between of not putting anything to charge, which then doesn't give any power to this guy, or putting something to charge and then losing power and giving power to that in exchange. It is a very difficult unit to defend against. So it's really good. It just is really good. It's probably the best one out of these. Next, Bone Dragon, or Skeleton Dragon, whichever it was. Again, balanced. It has an artifact, probably the worst artifact out of all of these, if I had to say. It is that it gains even more, because the Skeleton Dragon's ability is gaining power from idle units. Now, that's very easy to counter. Just don't leave any idle units in front of the Bone Dragon when it's attacking. And since the artifact only doubles the amount of power you get from that, it gives the opponent even more incentive to not leave any idle units in front of it. So, balanced. It's still 5 turns, very powerful. I think it was like 110 attack, I believe. So it's still good. And then we have the Wraith. Going in the Wraith category, because the Wraith is the Wraith. And the Wraith, well, yeah. Then we have the Abyssal Lord. Again, it is just very balanced. It's just balanced. It's another 5-turn unit, and the artifact makes it so that its ability is, again, even more powerful. It gains power from defeated units, which means that you can on purpose feed your opponent's attacks units so that they die and your Abyssal Lord gains power. It's really good. A little bit hard to pull off, but definitely balanced. Then we have the Pit Fiend.
Nothing but fucking gas!
The very top of Ascended. It's, yeah, probably the best one in the game, honestly. And with the artifact that makes the Pit Fiend attack in 4 turns, because it has that, yeah, you have no chance. It is by far the most annoying, because it's on par with the Angel, but just attacks with the artifact 2 turns faster and leaves embers from the units it's hit, which your opponent then has to either wait like 4 turns for them to go away, or delete them and use precious moves. So it's really annoying to defend against. And then we get to the Rakshasa. I love the Rakshasa, but I have to be honest, it is kind of mid. I gotta be honest, it's not the strongest. And yeah, it's just not the strongest. That's the only gimp that it really has. Its ability is really annoying if you can actually pull it off. You don't get mana from when you get hit by it. You actually lose mana. That's the only thing. And I believe that its artifact makes it so that you lose even more mana, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Do I have to move these around? I do. I'm sorry, but yeah, the Swordmaster kind of has to go down to kind of mid. It doesn't have an artifact, and it takes super long. It's another 6-turn unit. It's just kind of mid. It's not bad, but it's just not good. Like these are. Like these have like special gimmicks, and they're at least like 5 turns each. Like none of these are over 5 turns of charging time, or they have decent power. The Swordmaster has decent power, but it's slow. That's the only problem that I have with it. And for you to be up here, you need to be pretty special. And with that, we have someone pretty special. If you use the Titan, you are most likely going to lose. A 6-turn unit, decently powerful, but a 6-turn unit nonetheless, and its ability is rather freaking useless, because it only happens once it's already attacked, and it doesn't help. If it was more like the Swordmaster and it did it like, I don't know, on each turn or on the last turn before attacking, it would be awesome. But the way it works right now, at least in the base game, the original one, if you use it, I'm sorry, but you're probably gonna lose. I've won like maybe 1 or 2 matches ever with that. And it's like, it looks cool, it looks strong, I wanna use it, but it sucks. Nowhere near as bad as the Wraith. Because the Wraith is the Wraith. And then we have the last Ascended unit. Of course, this is gonna go up here. It's not going past the Angel or the Pit Fiend, but it's still amazing. The Phoenix, which revives all the units that are charging at the same time as it. If any of the units that are in a charging formation die while it's on the field, they take one turn and then they just respawn and they take their normal charging time to get back into attack formation, right? Or, well, their charging time resets, I mean. And it has the same attack power as the Pit Fiend, the Angel. Those are the three: Pit Fiend, Angel, Phoenix. Those are the ones that have the most power in the game, which just means that they are the strongest units. They deal the most damage by far. Man, I can't leave the Death Knight up there. I just can't. I'm gonna do something really controversial, actually.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit!
Death Knight midnight. Since you can actually gimp the Death Knight, I gotta move it down, and it just can't stay up there with the Ascended units. It just can't. It's not good enough. And there we have the champion unit tier list. That's what it looks like, in my opinion. And if you enjoyed, like usual, stick around for more. And that's me. I'm out. Peace.